Give me 5 seconds.
Good afternoon. Today we're going to have a look at the sound system and how it operates. So the first thing we do is unlock the cupboards and open this section. In here you'll see the amplifier. On the right hand side at the bottom there is a red switch. Press it up to switch it on. Just along to the left is another switch, a black switch. Switch that on by pressing it up and you'll see 3 green lights come on at the bottom here. 1, 2, 3. The system's now live. So you can shut these doors. You don't have to do anything else in there. And now we come across to the desk itself. Here's the sound desk. And you'll see it's lit up, it's switched on, but all the sliders are at 0, so you won't get any sound through. So we now need to set up the desk. It's preset for a Sunday service, so we're just going to recall that by pressing the recall button, which is here beside the mixer. This will bring up the recall dialog on the screen, and you then say, yes, I want to recall by pressing the F8 button. And when you press that, the sliders will all move up to the preset positions for a Sunday service. You'll see that 2 of the buttons have red lights on. These are mute buttons, so that while you're setting up the microphones, you don't get any untoward noises. Now we're going to get the microphones out. We usually use 2 microphones, a tie clip and a handheld. For storage, one of the batteries is taken out so that it doesn't use up battery power. So we need to put another battery in. Put the cover back on and screw it back up. Switch the microphone on and you'll see that in the little window there's an indicator that tells you how much power the battery has remaining. Now hand 1 relates to the hand 1 on the desk here. And when you take the mute button off, you'll be able to hear the microphone. Okay, so I'm going to mute it again. Exactly the same with the tie clip microphone. Put the batteries in and unmute it when you want to use it. Okay, that's basically it, apart from the fact that if you have somebody who's a quiet speaker, you may need to adjust their microphone, or if they're a loudspeaker, bring it down. Also, during the hymn singing, the minister or the speaker may need their microphone either muted or just brought down so that you can just hear them singing. Otherwise, they'll drown everything else out. It's also important to, if the pianist is going to use the clavinova, make sure that the clavinova is set around here. It's preset, but make sure you haven't knocked it off so that comes through the system. And that is everything. There are a couple of other things that we can add to this. If you just zoom back into here, if you need to play a DVD or a CD, there are separate sliders. If you put a CD into the computer, you'll use these 2 sliders to operate the sound on it. For the CD, then it would be these 2, CDs over here, and the DVD is these 2. They work in stereo pairs. Okay. Very rare that we use them, but they are there in case we do. So you've got the DVD and the CD player, and they're controlled by those switches. That's everything. So now, at the end of the session, turn the sound down. What am I looking at?
I have to put the computer back in.
How to close the computer down. Okay. slide it out, close it down, slide it back in. We'll cover the PowerPoint on a separate tutorial, but once you've finished, open the drawers again, switch off the black switch first, and wait for the 3 green lights to go out. That's it. And then switch the red switch off. The reason we do this is so that it's called a soft shutdown, and it saves any bumps and bangs going through the speakers which could damage them. There we are. Once you've finished, put your microphones away back in the drawer, lock up, go have a cup of tea.